I'm good, ma'am. How about
Namaste.
you? Namaste.
Very happy afternoon to you.
Same to you, ma'am. Same.
Welcome, ma'am, to the
Thank
USF
you, ma'am.
platform.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Our resource person is also here. Kedia sir is there, I think, no?
Yes, Kedia sir would have been the first ones to join. Once.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Kedia sir.
I can't see his camera on. There he
His camera
is.
is not on.
Yeah, it will come on, ma'am. It will come on.
Our coordinator is also there, Dr. Archana Katgere. She's also joined.
Dr.
Dr.
Archana,
Archana.
good afternoon.
Yeah, good
Namaste.
afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Dr. Rupa Rao, good afternoon. Namaste, ma'am. Welcome to this platform.
Thank you so
We're
much,
looking
ma'am.
forward to
Namaste.
a
Good afternoon.
fantastic session. Yes. Ma'am, I'm alumni at J College, so you can
Yes,
imagine the nostalgia that comes.
I know.
Wow.
Batch of 92, ma'am.
Wow.
You're a batch of 92. Acha, okay. I'm a
Urmi
batch of
Sampath, ma'am.
90.
I am Jurassic Park, ma'am. Nothing short of the dinosaurs.
Oh, I'm the 1990 batch.
1990
HJ
batch.
College.
How
HJ
lovely.
College
How
only.
lovely. Yes, 92, ma'am.
Urmi
Sure.
Sampath.
Urmi Sampath, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
It's so wonderful to be on this platform with
Same
you.
here, ma'am. Same here.
Absolute privilege. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Kedia sir. Yes.
Good afternoon to all of you and welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, today we have already completed our 12th training sessions. Today's 13th training session is in progress. We are sure that our teachers and non-teaching staffs must have energetic skills in various training programs so far conducted. Pleased to announce now that we have also now got associated with Dr. Swati Popat, who is a veteran in pre-primary school education. And without Swati Popat input, pre-primary education will not have a quality. So we are also going to start training programs for the pre-primary school teachers through the team of Dr. Swati Popat. We are really obliged to her to agree to get associated with the USF. We'll intimate our schedule timings for pre-primary school teachers, maybe during next week. As all you know, that our core team consists of Mr. Chatterjee, Director of JVCN, Dr. Sheila, Academic Head of Children's Academic, Dr. Geeta, Principal of HJ College, Mr. Kalpana, she is the Principal of Jamna Bhai, and Dr. Neelam, who is CEO and Academic Head of Priyadarshini Schools. Our core team is really doing excellent work. Success of training is all due to their efforts and all due to their contributions. I pay my gratitude to my core team for their continued support and guidance. Today we have with us our eminent speaker, Dr. Rupa Rao. Now I request Dr. Geeta to take the session forward.
Yeah.
Thanking you.
Thank you, Kedia sir, and thank you, Neelam ma'am, for having us on this platform. It's really an honor to be here and to address such teachers of so many good schools over here across Mumbai and Maharashtra. Really, very honored to be here. And today's topic is something which is very different, and yet it is something which is very, very significant to education and to teachers, and how it is significant. I know very little about it, but the little that I've heard about this topic I must say this is something which is extremely important for us teachers to understand this. And therefore, I thought that this could be a wonderful session for all of us to hear. So now, without wasting much time, I request our coordinator, Dr. Archana Katgeri, to introduce the speaker for the day.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am, and a very good afternoon, everyone. It's my proud privilege to introduce such an eminent resource person for the today's session, Dr. Rupa R. Rao. Ma'am is an associate professor at the College of Home Science, Nirmala Niketan, which is affiliated with University of Mumbai. Ma'am has got over more than 30 years of experience and across varied areas like ergonomics, interior design, hospitality, management, and consumer education. Ma'am has completed her PhD in a very interesting topic. When I was through it, ma'am, I just felt I should know more about it. I'll just share the topic. Prevalence of musculoskeletal discomfort and needle stick and sharps injury among nurses in Mumbai. Definitely, ma'am, we would like to know more about it if we get a chance. And ma'am has guided more than 70 plus undergraduate students for research, 17 postgraduate students for research, and currently ma'am is guiding 3 scholars for the PhD work. Ma'am has got to her credit more than 45 plus publications, 8 chapters, and 7 authored books. Beyond teaching, ma'am also serves as a joint secretary of the International Board of Education, Research and Development and is actively contributing to the international conferences. Ma'am plays a pivotal role on multiple board of studies. Her leadership extends to the managing of University of Mumbai's participation in prestigious research conventions like Anveshan, which is on national level, and Avishkar, which is on your state level. Her noteworthy accomplishments include a silver medal at the 12th Avishkar Maharashtra State Research Convention in the year 2018 and a gold medal at the 13th Avishkar Maharashtra State Research Convention in the year 2019. Ma'am has been the district coordinator of the Avishkar Research Convention since 2019 and was appointed as the team manager to lead the University of Mumbai team at the 14th and 15th Avishkar Research Convention 2020, Anveshan West Zone, and the Anveshan National Research Convention for the year 2020, 2022, and 2023. Ma'am is very passionate about sharing knowledge through workshops, seminars, and training programs for students and industry professionals. She also actively engages in these social initiatives by organizing skill development and awareness programs for underprivileged communities. Her active involvement extends to multiple organizations, including the Indian Society for Ergonomics, Consumer Guidance Society of India, Council for Fair Business Practices, Home Science Association of India, Indian Association for Women's Studies, and Indian Association for Occupational Health. So participants, this is just a small gist of what ma'am has shared. And I know if we go on and on and on, the entire session would be about ma'am only. So ma'am, on behalf of everyone, we are very grateful to have with you us today, and definitely we all will be benefited a lot. Over to you, Kedia sir. Thank you very much.
No, it's now over to our great speaker. Huh?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Archana. You didn't have to read it all at all. Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am, for having me here. And I truly hope I live up to what she said, that it was interesting and it's going to be really, really beneficial. Also, thanks to Dr. Neelam and the entire team of USF, if I got the organization correct. I'm sure it's a wonderful platform and forum because we have almost 132 people logging in. That itself says that possibly all the sessions that you'll conduct are a super success. So
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
without wasting much time, if you'll give me permission, can I share the screen?
Yes, please,
Ma'am?
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, sir. Is the screen visible? Geeta ma'am, does it have that
Yes, yes.
black spot now?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's
I've
clear.
just put, yeah, I've just
Full
put
screen,
my,
yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I've just put the camera off because just in case there is any network issues. There is one slide where we will have to log into a different website. I've put in the scan code. You all will have to open your cameras, scan the code, click on the link and go to the Mentimeter site. That's only one once in the presentation. Yeah. So ma'am had told me to speak about ergonomics. And I thought instead of just speaking about ergonomics, I'll relate it to making the schools more healthier and more happier for the students. So how can we do that using ergonomic principles is what we will run through in the next 1.5 hours. So I would touch upon topics such as, just a second, I just want this thing to be hidden. If I can pick it up. Okay. I'll be touching through topics on introduction to ergonomics in schools, the common ergonomic issues that all of us face, principles of ergonomics in education, practical interventions, and a few case studies possibly where ergonomics has actually helped them. And we'll sum it up all and take up a few questions so that this entire thing can be applied, the entire knowledge that has been gained can be applied practically to your workplaces and your classrooms. At any point, if you have any questions for me, or if I am not clear at any point, please unmute yourself and ask me questions if the organizers permit you. Okay, so to start off with, I'll go a little brief about what is ergonomics. How many of you all have actually heard about what's ergonomics? Or do you think I've been talking or spelling or pronouncing economics wrong? Because that's what people tell me. Is it economics? Unfortunately, I'll not be able to see any of you all. Anybody who's heard about ergonomics, or when you bought a new product, have you read the word ergonomically designed? Is there anyone who is raised their hand?
Sir, I'll handle it. I'll handle it, sir.
Okay. When I say
Sorry, ma'am.
ergonomics, no, that's absolutely okay. I thought I was going to get an answer about ergonomics, and I was happy about it. When we say the word ergo basically means work, and nomus means rules. So ergonomics basically talks about the rules for work. We may all say, what do you mean by rules for work? But it actually talks about how I sit, how I work, how I organize my place, because all of these is going to somewhere or the other make my work more efficient. We're going to have a place which is human centered, which is fit for me. That's why you see this word out here which says human centered over here. They fit the people. It has to fit the people, and it has to be human centered. So ergonomics applies to the design of anything that involves people, material. Here you have people. I don't know why the slide's going back. Okay. Anything that applies to people, workplaces, sports, leisure, rest, and any activity. It is basically a branch of applied sciences that talks about, or which considers human abilities and limitations, and then allows people who are working at it to modify, change, take things at their pace so that they do not compromise on their health and, more important, safety. Obviously, productivity is not compromised at all, because productivity is something which all of us have to ensure when we are working. So the other thing that we usually do is that possibly compromise on our safety, compromise on our comfort, compromise on our health, because we go out of our way to ensure that all work that is given to us is done in the right time, the targets are met, and sometimes we also overexert. So ergonomics basically deals with or helps in increased satisfaction and increased productivity, and tries its level best if you apply the ergonomic principles and follow it to reduce fatigue, to reduce tiredness, and more important, injuries and accidents in any workplace, any leisure activity, any sporting activity, be it travel, be it fun, be it sports, etc. Now, this is a little picture which talks about three components, the most important components in any ergonomics. Just a second, I just want my pen to be with me. I don't know why. Okay. So here we have the man component. And when I say man, it talks about people. And this is definitely not gender biased. It's not about man, women, but it's about, I think I should write the word human. So it is more about human component. So this talks about the person's safety, the person's body dimensions, the person's capabilities, the person's limitations, etc. We always in today's world have small tools and equipments that we always work with. So that becomes the machine component. A machine can be anything complicated, or it can be something as simple as a pen, mouse that we are working with. Am I clear? Am I audible? Am I clear? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Very clear.
Yeah, thank you so much. So it's about tools and machines that that we use. It could be a simple pen. It could be a complicated machine, has possibly some kind of major devices that I'm using. It could be a surgeon's knife, a scalpel. It could be the operation entire setup. It has to be compatible with what the person is working with. If it's not compatible, then I will definitely be able to produce or give good work, but possibly compromise on my own health, my own comfort. And that's exactly what ergonomics deals with. Now, when man and machine interact, you have this double-sided arrow, the environment usually gets affected. And that becomes a problem. For example, there is something, it could be machine and noise, it could be the illumination, which brings about glare, it could be vibration, it is so many things that get affected only because man and machine are interacting. Machines definitely give us productivity, like you can see over here in the square below. It definitely talks about productivity because when man and machine interact, efficiency is high, speed is high, the ability to transcribe, take decisions, give out is very high. But it should also be safe for the worker who is working. And the health should not get compromised, as in the loud noise should not give me a hearing issue. The chair that I'm sitting, like you can see, it's a beautiful setup that you can see in the picture next. And it's actually ergonomically designed. But the chair is definitely not for this child. So if the child has to be comfortable over here, we must put in a block over here so that his feet are resting comfortably. And they say that when the base is comfortable, the grasping power of anyone is at its highest. Similarly, if you look at it, the monitor could have been slightly 1 inch higher so that the child could see the top of the monitor without having to bend his neck and look at the end of it without having to tilt down. So here we talk about ergonomics, and this is where the fit that I spoke of comes into picture. Now, when I'm talking about fit and I'm talking about possibly the angle of the screen, the angle of the neck, I am talking about a word called as comfort. This is what I was telling you all, that when we do our work, we don't realize that the amount of possibly things that we do. I've just erased this so that I have more space to work with. Now, for example, this I shouldn't have erased this tool. I'm putting this tool back so that he is comfortable. And what's more important is the straight erectness of his spine, which means that there is no pinch areas such as low back pain or the neck or the shoulder issues because the child is maintaining an erect posture. Similarly, the elbow is at 90 degree, which means that he is able to comfortably, he will be able to continue his work at least for the next 20 to 30 minutes. Now, when I say 20 to 30 minutes, you may wonder what happens after that. After that, the child is expected to get down, get off the computer, take a quick 20-step walk, drink some water, possibly stretch and get back to his computer or his desk because that keeps his blood circulation moving. We're talking about healthy schools, healthy children, and happy students or happy children. And hence, health and comfort go hand in hand. Any questions still here? Because I know I'm talking to teachers and it's very difficult for us actually sit and listen to someone speak for such a long time. So when we talk about, so is there any way I can hide this part? Hide the video panel, is this the one? Because I'm not able to see this. Okay, I'm bringing it down again. Fine. Principles of ergonomics is more than just comfort, more than just productivity, more than just safety, and more than just health. It involves multiple things, such as one of them is the physical environment and the class design. We'll touch upon it a little bit more. Just a second, I'm just trying my level best to see if I can just compress this part. I usually get a thing says hide, but I'm not able to do that now. I'm wasting time. Just give me a minute. I'm not able to hide it. No, that's no problem. Okay. So we will touch upon the classroom design part of it, a little bit about how best can we actually plan the classroom layout so that there is good efficiency, good circulation, and safety is not compromised because of cluttered nature of the rooms and the arrangement that exists in some schools or most schools, but not all definitely. Now, when we're talking about classroom design, we're also talking about the posture that the child, the teacher both adopt. Because for a teacher, it's a work environment, and for the student, it is a place where they're sitting for a very long time, possibly as much as 8 hours in the older classes. Technology integration is something which all of us are dealing with, as in the LCD that we have, the computers that are there, the laptops, the palm pads, the PDA equipments that the students use nowadays to take their notes, especially in college. Initially, we never used to allow them, but we realized that we cannot run away from it far. So we allow them to take the notes on the PDA, but we never allow them to record the lectures till now, at least in college. At least in Mumbai University. I don't know how soon it is going to be. Possibly next year when I talk to you all, I might say yes, it's allowed to even record lectures. So that's about how do we ensure that ergonomically technology is not the one which is causing an issue in the environment, like loud noise or glare, maybe the vibration that comes with most of the equipment. So how do we have technology integrated into classroom without affecting the comfort, safety, health, and efficiency of the children. Cognitive ergonomics is a huge branch of ergonomics that deals with memory, perception, retention, attention, and my reaction. So it would be both students, this is both for the faculty as well as students. When we're talking about ergonomics and comfort, it deals with both. For us as teachers, it's the workplace which has to be absolutely conducive and have a good fit when I talk about the NNE system. The psychosocial environment, as in my mental health, when we talk about ergonomics, it is the overall well-being, so the mental and the physical health. There has to be curriculum integration, which I'm sure has teachers, you all know exactly what I'm talking about. I won't touch upon the curriculum integration part of it. And yes, management of time and management of task again requires a little bit of effort from the teachers, and accessibility and inclusivity, which talks about diversity among the student population and how do we ensure that every space is safe and accessible to all children. Again, another topic which we can possibly, I'm sure you'll have had multiple sessions, but again, the debate on accessibility, how do we make it safe for all children is again, possibly a challenge which most of the schools are dealing with. So how can ergonomics help? Or this is an answering the questions that some of you have as to why are we having this session? Because if in case ergonomics is incorporated or considered, ergonomic principles are considered, the first thing is that physical health is at an all-time high. And when I'm using this word, it means musculoskeletal disorders. I'm sure many of us over here, if I ask you, do you have any kind of pain in the neck region, in the lower back region, in your hand, elbow, wrist, because it is work or because of your work related reasons, you will give me a thumbs up saying yes, either your neck would be paining because of screen height, long sitting, prolonged contact when we are, prolonged contact of the edge of your desk with on your wrist, leading to pains and discomfort. Fingers being, continuously typing repetitive work. It's called as, along with there are plenty of terms which are medically used now for ergonomic disorders. One of them is what you can see over here, MSD, that is musculoskeletal disorders. And the other one is repetitive strain injuries, which occur because I'm constantly typing, constantly writing on the board, constantly arranging few things. It happens in every industry, and no profession is free from such hazards. Second, like we said, productivity, hence enhanced learning. There is improved concentration. There is optimal learning conditions, and that is the health component is taken care over here. It reduces stress because of reduction in environmental discomfort, as well as environment which is conducive for both mental and physical movement. And that, because it encourages positive posture, it supports mental well-being as well as physical health. It reduces absenteeism. When we say reduces absenteeism, children are going to be less absent because they are ill, because of pain, because of injuries, because of accidents, because of possibly some minor incident which keeps them away from their classroom. So if the classroom is conducive and it does not really affect them in many ways, you will find them more and more being present in the class. There are economic benefits to each of these, because the main thing is about the health doesn't have to be, you don't have to visit the doctor. Medical cost gets reduced, injury cost gets reduced, any kind of compensation, any kind of injury that the school has to take care of, take the child to the hospital, possibly for dressing, all that gets reduced. And there is not only economic savings, but also there is increased productivity that is seen. Okay, and then there is sustainable design. When I'm talking about sustainable design, I'm talking about it's not something which happens, now because I'm talking about it. We say yes, this happens and we need to do. But once ergonomics changes are implemented, it goes on for a very long time, so that the targeted goals, targeted needs are achieved immediately. So environmental consideration. Now this is where I would want your help a little bit. I want you all to delivering success is the next question that I would want to ask you. And that is, can you all scan this? Can you all see the thing? There's a link also. And there is also a code. If you scan this image, you will be able to go to a site called as the Mentimeter. I want you all to just type down 1, 2, 3 maximum of the concerns that you face due to ergonomic issues, which I just spoke of a few minutes ago. Everybody able to log in? Yes. Space issues. Somebody has said space issues.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Unable to.
They're not able to. Somebody has already logged in. There are. One second. I'll see if I can share.
Can't
this.
see the slide anymore.
Yeah, I stopped this slide. You'll have to go to the website. Actually, you all wanted to. Oh, I'm sorry. You all wanted to scan it. I'm sorry. I thought you all would have possibly.
तुम स्कैन करोगे मैं उधर से लिखूं
I'll just scan it. I'll just put it up again. I'll just put it up again. That was, I thought, I assumed that you all have. Yeah. Is it seen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So once you all scan this, I just want to share this screen. Somebody has typed. Tables in classrooms, okay. Just a second, I'm stopping the screen share and I'm sharing my entire desktop. That would be good. Okay, can you all see the presentation now? Yeah. Yeah, this is how it is, present with results. Okay. So this is, you all have written big chairs. The chairs are too big for the students? Okay. Space is an issue, yes. Tables in classrooms, space issue because of big chairs, okay. Sharp edges, yes, that's the next thing that we'll be talking about. That's the risk and hazards. Lack of space, yes. Can we have more answers, please? Because then I know that there are only 4 people who have logged in. Sharp edges, height of the blackboard, yes, that's also one more thing. Heat, yes, environmental concerns. Height of the screen so that I'm not able to touch it. Okay, space issue. I guess in Mumbai, that's the first thing all of us with height of the blackboard. Yes. And because the height of the blackboard is too high, or too low, in the sense when you want to write the last line, you will have to bend, and that leads to low back pain. Or when you have to stand and write on your toes so that you can reach the top of the board, that again is an issue which leads to strain. And that's why I wrote the word there, RSI, that is repetitive strain injuries. All of these can be taken care of if minor changes can be done in placing the blackboards in the class. Height of the board, big chairs. Okay, the chairs are too big. Fan, light, I think we will group them as environmental issues. We have 12 only people who have joined. Only 12 people have joined the Mentimeter to write their answers. The code is over there. When you join Mentimeter, the code that you have to place right over there is 35252980. Distance of the blackboard. Okay, we will need a little bit more on this. Distance does it have a table in front or an obstruction in front? And then you have to reach to the blackboard? Then yes, it's not only going to give you shoulder and neck pain, but also lower back issues. Because reach, it's a problem of reach. Okay. Fine, I'll come back to this a little later. Let it keep running. Because I think out of 136, only 13 teachers have been able to join. Distance from the board is too high. I think blackboard needs to be placed according to the teacher and the teacher height. So that's where anthropometry comes into the picture. That's again a branch of ergonomics. Chairs, sharp edges, chair height. Okay. I am going to now go back to the presentation. Yes. And come back, let it run in the background so that when I come to that issue, I'll know whether many of you have answered or not. Okay. Now, most of these issues that you all have written actually can be grouped as repetitive work, which nobody has mentioned right as of now. That is, I'm doing corrections day in and day out. I'm writing on the board continuously, leading to static pain in my arm. Just a second, I'll just put I don't know if y'all can see me, but when I'm writing on the board, if you can see, my hand is above my shoulder level, and then I'm writing. That leads to pain because of accumulation of lactic acid and carbon dioxide because of muscle fatigue. Now, when work is being done continuously, it affects my muscles, the skeletal muscles which are active. And that's repetitive work. It would be correction. It could be continuously standing, watching, bending for any craft activities when teachers are monitoring students. Contact stress has in, if you can see this part where the child is putting his entire weight on the desk and then continuously writing. So contact stress also is when I am working on the computer and possibly I'm placing my fingers like this. So the edge of the drawer hurts my arm, and that compresses a few of my soft tissues, leading to pain later on. Force that is applied either because of the big bags that they carry. Over here I've taken the example of the big bags, or because of any kind of loads that they lift. Static posture, if you notice over here, this child, that the stool or the table that's given to him is very high, and hence he has a bent posture. Now this is actually an awkward posture. Static posture has in sitting for a very long time, just listening to lectures. So that again is something which we will come to, because there are two kinds of posture. One is dynamic posture, which requires them to be active, and the other one where they're just sitting and listening for a very long time. So that again needs to be taken care of. I'm sure a lot of this is being implemented in most of your schools, but it's just a reminder that we need to continue having the variety of activities of static as well as dynamic postures, or dynamic sitting as well as active sitting. When I say dynamic sitting, it means turning around the chair, allowing them to have group activity work done, or telling them to possibly raise their hands a little bit, or possibly allowing them to stretch a little bit, or deliberately telling them, why don't all of you all stand up and try and touch the ceiling. So then they're not only sitting for maybe 2 classes, 3 classes, 4 classes. So you are giving them an opportunity to stand up possibly and stretch themselves, so that there could be better blood circulation and good health in the end of it. And the environment factor, which I mentioned to you all, which talks about the glare component, which talks about the noise component, which talks about the air quality, which is also something which we need to worry about, and the vibration and illumination levels. So most of the issues that we normally will talk about, I'm just going back to seeing if there is any new inputs that have come up in the Mentimeter. I'll just see. And yes, we've had some more. Prolonged sitting. Yes, that's again an issue that we face. For teachers, it is prolonged standing, because when the minute we sit down, we feel we're not able to see the last benchers, and those are the ones who are usually very, very naughty. So we normally tend to stand and possibly crane our necks or stretch our backs, leading to pain. And one more major issue for teachers when we talk about, I'm concentrating this entire presentation on happy and healthy students, but teachers are also the primary primary factor in ensuring student health and happiness. So if we are not healthy, if we are not fit, if we are not comfortable, obviously the motive of students being happy and healthy is somewhere lost. Hence, when we talk about standing for students, it is static sitting for prolonged time, and for teachers, it is standing for a very long time. And standing basically pools the entire blood onto the lower limbs, leading to a very painful condition called as varicose veins. I'm sure all of us, if we look at our under thigh, we have varicose veins. Hopefully, they're not very naughty, K-N-O-T-T-Y, not N-A-U-G-H-T-Y, but K-N-O-T-T-Y. Naughty because when there is compression of blood, and especially the deoxygenated blood, and when there is no outlet, that is, when there's no reverse flow to the for purification, or when there's no reverse flow to the heart, then automatically they start getting mangled, and those mangled veins are known as naughty, or they are what we term medically as varicose veins. They are very painful conditions, and there have been many incidences where where the veins have burst among teachers, and there is a fountain of blood that moves out. So what needs to be done? The first aid that has to be given is you compress the nerve and raise the leg to at a higher than the heart position, so that there is a reverse flow. And yes, immediate medical attention. The teacher has to be taken, or the staff has to be taken to a doctor who's medically qualified and can help stop the loss of blood. So that is something which is a cause of concern and worry for all of us as teachers, because we would love to stand and do our work, but physically it's not possible for us to stand for all the 5 hours that we're teaching. So it has to be, nor is complete sitting good. So a body in many ways tells that you adopt a stand-sit position. If you're sitting for 20 minutes, stand up, take a walk, turn, come back. If you're standing for 20 minutes, sit down, and keep adopting a dynamic posture, which is very, very important. So mismatched furniture sizes. Yes, we did a complete study on 10 schools in Mumbai last year, and the results are shocking. We're not naming any schools, but in general, even the best of schools have furniture sizes mismatched only because space is a constraint in Mumbai and in large metro cities where we have one computer lab possibly, or the same classroom used for primary section in the morning and the secondary section or the middle school students in the afternoon or in the evening shift. That the furniture remains the same, student sizes keep changing, and hence we have many issues, and that's where the mismatch of furniture comes in. Yes, I'm waiting for some more answers and going back to the PowerPoint. I think there's a little time lag. Can you all see the PowerPoint now? No. Okay. Is it visible or there's a black patch? Okay. Is it now visible?
Still not visible.
No, no.
Rupa ma'am, still that block is coming, the gray block.
Because when I have put my phone on, I've even logged into through my phone, and I can just see that there is a black patch which has come again. Okay, I've stopped the screen share. Let me just try it once again. Is it okay now? I'll log
Oh,
out
ma'am,
and in again.
there's still a black patch. Maybe
Yeah,
if there is any window of yours which is opened, and if you can shut that window, please.
that's the Mentimeter window. So
So
if I
it's most likely that window which is overshadowing your PPT.
can I quickly log out and log in again, like what I did last time? You'll have to just allow me immediately in.
Yeah, now it's better. Sound. You're muted. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So quickly summarizing because of this little interruption of the four risk factors, major risk factors to good ergonomics or musculoskeletal disorders are repetition, contact stress, force, awkward postures, and environmental issues such as noise, lighting, glare. Lighting again is something which is measured in lux. So if in case you don't want a child bending in like this and looking and craning his neck, shoulders, there has to be adequate amount of illumination, and the WHO, that's the World Health Organization, in collaboration with OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health, have given, along with the National Safety Council of India, have agreed upon 300 lux as being the minimum, bare minimum recommended illuminations in classroom, illumination levels in classroom, because then it would allow for, it would allow not only visual comfort but also visual acuity, which means clarity in what the child is drawing, seeing, doing detail work. So that's again, and it will also promote good musculoskeletal health because of not having to bend forward uh, to the workplace for better seeing the area. Just now, what I've done is the major issues that are being faced, like what is already written on that. I have expected a few because of multiple research that we've done on schools and preschools. There are some common issues that we face. Some of these pictures are from the internet, not all, but because I did not want to use the actual pictures. There is an ethics that has been signed that the pictures, the name of the school, and the children will not be revealed. Some of the things where you can see the faces, it means that the picture has been taken from the internet and from the news clippings. Now, some of you have written crowded and cluttered classroom layouts. This leads to too many people sitting on one desk, and like you can see over here, some of them are sitting, bending ahead. So is definitely going to have upper back as well as neck issues. Now, if you can see some of them, this person over here, this girl over here, they will have something called as, issues with contact stress because the entire upper body weight is on their elbow, and that is, being hurt by the edge of the desk. Over here, there's too much of clutter. Obviously, this is not India. There are a lot of, there are a lot of books, reference books, which the students in this particular country are supposed to keep on their classroom desk whenever they do their work. So one is risk of injury and two is increased stress because of clutter. Now in a preschool like this, there are a lot of obstructions, there are a lot of things placed in the center. There is no clear pathway, again, leading to a higher risk of injuries. I would want to share this research which was done by my students, and then we will come back to the slide. Just let me know if the video as well as the voice is being heard, the sound, I mean. Let me know if you can see it. Is the audio heard? Is the audio
No,
heard?
ma'am. There's no audio or video.
No audio or video. Okay. My goodness, I think that moving back to the, I'll just do it again. Share screen, share sound, optimize, and share the screen. Now let me know if you can hear it. Yeah. Now can you see it?
Is a bigger concern with growing workload for posture is a bigger concern with growing workload for school children. The weight of the bags they carry is increasing every day. Children may not show immediate symptoms, but the first vital signs are back, neck, and shoulder pain. And carrying heavy weighted and oversized school bags can cause long term effects on the health of the children. It results in lower back pain, shoulder and leg discomfort, increased muscle tension, poor posture, abnormal spinal alignment, which can cause severe spinal deformities.
In a move to regulate the weight of school bags, Ministry of Human Resource Development has instructed all state and union territories to frame guidelines. The MHRD circular has laid down specific instructions which should be implemented with immediate effects by all schools under the Department of Education. School can no longer assign homeworks to students of class 1 and 2. Schools are not allowed to prescribe any additional books, extra materials to the students. MHRD has also fixed the allowed weight limit for students regarding school bags. Class 1 and 2 shall not exceed 1.5 kgs allowed weight of school bags. For class 3 to 5 is 2 to 3 kgs, class 6 to 7 is 4 kgs, class 8 to 9 is 4.5 kgs, and class 10 is 5 kgs as instructed by the center in 2015.
An exploratory research study was conducted by TYCRM students of Nirmala Niketan among 120 school-going children in the age group of 10 to 13 years in Mumbai to study the effects of musculoskeletal and physiological changes due to heavy backpacks. The result of the study stated that the average range of respiration rate was from 32 to 40 breaths per minute, and the average range of heart rate was recorded from 101 to 119 beats per minute, which are above the normal range for this age group. Whereas no classes followed the acceptable weight limit as per the MHRD guidelines.
Carrying too much weight in the bag or wearing it the wrong way can lead to pain and strain. So here are some tips parents can take to help children load and wear backpack the correct way to avoid health problems. A child's backpack should weigh no more than about 10% of his or her body weight.
Load heaviest items closest to the child's back. Check what your child carries to the school and brings home. Make sure the items are necessary for the day's activities. Distribute weight evenly by using both straps.
विवेक आप गएंगे
Fine. So this was a research that was conducted pre-COVID, obviously, and then the students were in touch with the Ministry of Education to ensure that there is strict regulations on the amount of weight that can be carried by students. And they did notice, they also conducted one more parameter, that is the spinal deformation. They used a flexi curve and actually looked at the curvature of the students, and they found that many of them had a deformity over here. Like the spine is an S shape, but they had a little bent posture, what we normally colloquially call it as hunched back. They're a hunchback posture. And there's a lot of other things that go along with this, because it also leads to breathing issues. It goes to, there are higher, the child is more tired because of backs being too heavy. There are also multiple falls and injuries that occur because of the gravitational pull. The child is not able to balance themselves. And if you see over here, simple things like tightening the back straps, using something called as the waist strap, all of these can be done. Or as teachers, possibly you could tell the child, make sure that your back straps are correct and the bag load is only till your lower back, not below that. There has to be waist straps when a school bag is purchased. All of these can actually help the child have not only an erect posture, but also better health. coming back to the other issue that we spoke of, or which was mentioned, inadequate light. If you can see over here, there is a glare that is seen on the board over here. That may be because of the window or the light from the window, which comes from the side. And there is this patch which makes the board not being clearly visible. All rooms, if you can see over here too, one second, I'll just see if I can hide this part here. The rooms, if you look at it, are in complete darkness. So there are patches of brightness and darkness because of possible, if you can even see over here, the light falls like this. So there are areas which are dark. If this is a light source, this area is lit up. If this is a light source, this area is lit up. So the light sources have to be placed in such a way that there is uniform lighting available or illumination available across the classroom. And there is no bright spot like we can see over here, which is glare that is noticed. Glare, again, not only causes eye discomfort and eye issues, but also craning of neck and causes musculoskeletal pain of the neck and the shoulder. So here there is poor learning efficiency only because possibly the blackboard placement and window placement has not been considered. Possibly screens, curtains that can be drawn, and light which is just above the blackboard, which will light up the blackboard like the way I've just drawn now, and so that the illumination falls directly on the board. So this is, you require a wall for the blackboard. Just possibly 1 feet above that, you place a tube light in such a way, 1 or 2, depending upon how big the board size is. So I'm just erasing it out so that I can draw it again. For example, you can just think of maybe 2 tube light placed like this so that the entire board is lit up and whatever is written on the board is clearly visible to the children. So I'm talking about visual acuity, clarity in what the child sees. They don't have to crane their neck to see the board. Another thing that has to be kept in mind is the ventilation aspect. When I say ventilation, it means good air exchanges, air exchange. So AC rooms are good, but if you actually look at good health and good respiratory health, you require the windows to be kept open so that there is fresh air changes, air exchanges like we call it, and the air quality index is high. So any kind of, in case if even, the other issue being that even if one child is not keeping well or has cold, cough, or conjunctivitis, which usually is there during the monsoon season, it only means that there is increased amount of illness and that has to be taken care of. So when we talk about the windows being open, you may say that there would be noise that comes in. So that will be something that has to be taken care of. You may say about microbial content which comes from outside. That can be screens and filters that are placed or blinds that are placed. And there is a solution, but good air quality is what we need to also look at. Furniture which is uncomfortable. Now, if you see this teacher out here, I'm just trying to again see if I can move this somewhere. Look, like I told you, when we sit, the spine has to be straight, and this is how the position has to be. But if you look at her bent position, there is more than 30-degree deviation. That means that she's definitely going to have, in the long run, low back pain. This child, if you see on the left-hand side, again, is expected to keep, this is a picture from the internet. If you look at this child is expected to keep a posture like this with her head straight, so she can see. But because possibly of lighting issues or other eye-related issues or visual, her head is bent like this. Just a second. Okay. Her head is bent like this. Just a second. I don't know why I'm having so many issues with the thing today. Okay, so this is what I was talking to you all about the child's posture. These are little signs that you may have to watch out for in your classroom. For example, this, when she's sitting on the edge and her feet are like this, then she's expected to orient her body towards the direction of her feet. Otherwise, there is a twisted compression and torque on the lower spine, leading to back issues and possibly muscle sprain, which may keep her away from school for a longer time. Now, this is a nice pictorial way of representing the right posture that the child has to adopt. So here we're talking about 90-degree of the back and the thigh, 90-degree of the thigh and the leg, and 90-degree of the ankle as compared to this, which make, these are all the points where the child may have, this is a contact stress, which I spoke of. And if you see over here, there is also almost 90-degree of the elbow. When I said static sitting and dynamic sitting, it only means that when we are doing static work, only one muscle. Now, muscle work in pair. For example, in this, the biceps and the triceps work together. But if I'm doing a static work, like holding the handle, or in a bus, the overhead handle, so that I don't fall for a very long time, this muscle gets tired, leading to fatigue, because of fatigue, leading to pains and aches, because the carbon dioxide and lactic acid has to be removed by good circulation. So when there is a dynamic work, the muscle acts like a pump, pumping the oxygenated blood to the active muscles, thereby taking away the waste products, that is carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Hence, they say that it's a silent threat. Sitting for prolonged hours or static work is a silent threat to any efficient work. Now, again, look at the posture of these students who are sitting over here. Each one of them are adopting a posture which will lead to musculoskeletal stress. Now, why am I emphasizing so much on sitting? Mainly because sitting has prolonged sitting especially has many ill effects other than musculoskeletal disorders. It leads to weak gut. It leads to weak gut. It leads to poor circulation because of compression. When I'm slouching and sitting, or when there is a hunchback, there is increased abdominal pressure leading to weak glutes, sorry, I read this wrong, leading to the weak gut and leading to issues related to digestion, acid reflux, constipation, carcinoma, because of the toxicity which builds up in the body. The thoracic cavity, like I told, is compressed, leading to breathing issues. And there are other issues, like I spoke of the strained neck musculoskeletal disorders because of the marked kyphosis in a curvature, leading to less brain to the oxygen. Learning is lesser in a prolonged awkward position when the child sits for a very long time. And in the long run, because of poor circulation, it may lead to muscle degeneration, hypertrophy, sorry, as well as osteoporosis or bone muscle issues. Two more slides and then we can take up some question and answer before we go to the next session, because I think I've been speaking since almost an hour. The computer workstation and screen time also has to be reduced, because now with a lot of technology being included in our daily learning, it has so happened that there are plenty of eye issues, along with other, coming back to MSDs again, eye strain, headache, and repetitive repetitive strain injuries because of constant working. Now, this picture is of a child when we did another study on computer classes. Can you see this? This is the neutral aligned posture, which means your arms are supposed to be in the center, but this child has his arm like this. And look at the position of the wrist. Similarly, look at the position of the wrist out here and the fingers. All of these leads to pain and tingling sensation, which in the long run may be a risk factor to musculoskeletal disorders. There's another study that was recently done, which says evaluating the furnitures of primary, pre-primary, and secondary school children. Wherein anthropometric measurements were taken. When I say anthropometric measurements, it means body measurements were taken, and it was compared with the school furniture dimensions to see whether that was the reason, that is the furniture, prolonged sitting, and the misfit was the reason for any kind of pains and aches that the students had complained. Now, when we did the study, we used something called as the visual analog scale to understand whether the children were happy or not happy, or whether they had any kind of pain that they were experiencing. And 32% said that the level pain, that on 88% of them reported pain. But out of these 88%, 32% of students reported pain which was severe. 26 reported pain of pain 8, which is extremely severe. And there is one particular school whom we have coded as F. Most of the children said that they had the highest incidences of pain. Now, all this is because of improperly designed furniture, and the school is not to blame because there are space constraints. So morning primary section, the secondary section, as well as the higher secondary section, all of them use the same classroom, same benches, same chairs, and that leads to issues. Can we customize furnitures where it is adjustable, adaptable, openable, foldable, so that even older children as well as younger children can use that furniture? This research led to a design which is being patented now, so I cannot reveal the design because the students have applied for a patent. Now, when we talk about customizing, then we are talking about ensuring that we take all students into consideration, customizing it, which means taking the smallest of the children as well as the largest of the children, considering the primary section as well as the 10th standard students or the 12th standard students. And it's seeing that the furniture that is made, the design that is made, is compatible to their body dimensions. So this is one way of including differently sized children also in all educational settings. Any questions still here? Any questions still here before we go on to solutions? Geeta ma'am? Should I continue or should I give a 5-minute break? Neelam ma'am, what do I do?
Please continue. Please continue if they don't have questions.
I hope it's interesting and I hope it is in line with what you all had.
Yes, ma'am.
Should we take
Requesting the technical host to please mute a couple of people who have unmuted accidentally.
Ma'am, can I take a few questions? If
Please, ma'am, please do. Please do. Please do.
Any questions from the audience? Teachers, do you have
Host,
any?
please mute a candidate called Nazia Pathan. I'm not the co-host anymore. Thank you.
Any questions from the audience that it breaks the monotony of me speaking?
Ma'am, is the host anywhere near you?
No, ma'am, let me see if I can do it.
Okay.
I will have to.
Ma'am, I think it's been done, yeah.
It's been done.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
There are some thing in the chat, but it's more of introductions. Okay, then I think I'll continue because there are no questions. I hope I'm making sense and I hope it's interesting because there are no questions. Okay. Now, what are the immediate changes that I can do? Again, there's a black patch?
Yes, there is.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
What do I do? Again, do I log out and come in again? 1 second, let me just close my PPT and start again. Why it's happening. I'm not able to do it. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you very well. Yes, ma'am.
I think I will have to log out again and come back. I don't know what's happening. I'm not able to either close it nor go on the slideshow mode. Okay, just a second. Let me see if I can. Is it visible? No. Let me just try once again. Otherwise,
Yes,
I will
ma'am, please do.
log in again in case if it's an issue. I don't know if it's from my side or if it is. There is a black patch. Yes. I'll just quickly log in again. These technical glitches give you the much needed break from the speaker who talks continuously. Now, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely fine.
So sorry for this. I don't know why it's happening. It's never happened before, so I have no answers for it. Okay. Now, what is it that, let me just quickly finish that I can take questions. Teachers, please keep some questions ready because it'll be fun if you all have your questions. Okay. Now, what are the immediate changes that I can make to ensure that the student well-being is enhanced? And when we look at it, one is all the problems that you all had listed down, the challenges that you all are facing. Adjustable furniture, which we spoke of because of space constraints. And in Mumbai, if most of you all are from Mumbai, then definitely you will understand when I'm saying that the primary section is in the morning or the secondary section is in the morning. So we have those, challenges because of the place that we stay in. That's Mumbai and its space constraints. So we need to ensure that there is optimal desk arrangement. I have a few pictures to show you. Effective lighting, that is placement of windows, and if a natural lighting is not always possible, then ensure that good amount of artificial lighting is there in terms of white light. So tube lights are much better than any other kind of neon lights or halogen lights because they also heat up which is very difficult to manage. Hence, a cool source of light is what is expected. When I say task lighting, it means that the child's desk has to be lit up very well. And sometimes the general illumination is great, but the child's own shadow falls on the book or his workspace, and hence they adopt the awkward posture to be able to see the storage is an issue. One, student storage, so that we can have adequate amount of lockers, so that those textbooks which are not needed in the evening for the child to study can be placed back in the school lockers and they don't have to carry. So the weight and the load that they carry can also be taken care of. Accessible storage from the teacher's point of view has to be at the correct height, has to be accessible, as in it should not lead to something where the teacher has to stretch herself. Is the screen visible? Because I suddenly feel I've gone out off the screen. Okay.
Visible,
so where the
ma'am.
teacher,
Absolutely visible.
Visible, okay. Because it suddenly moved from my screen. So where there is height issues have to be taken care of, as in the teacher also should be able to access the storage locker, be able to see what is in the other end, that is the end of the locker. Otherwise, she will again raise on her toes to possibly take out a book or keep a book in, leading to sprain in the neck, shoulder, and lower back. Lower back is something which we have to be very, very careful about, because they say the spine is the backbone of our life. Technology integration, a major issue that we face in school is that cable management. Students trip over the wires. Teachers also, many a time when we are busy doing our own, into that, we are engrossed into teaching. We accidentally slip over the cables and the wires which are running across the classroom. When we have interactive whiteboard, we have to make sure that the glare and excessive screen timing is reduced. Excessive screen time is reduced, mainly because of dryness of eye, redness of eye, itchiness in the eye. All of these are eye disorders that come because of excessive screen time. Encourage movement. This is another thing which I've mentioned a few minutes ago, is to encourage the 20-20-20 rule. And that means after every 20 to 30 minutes of sitting down, encourage the child to at least stretch up and touch the ceiling 20 times. That is, on their toe back to the